What makes a place feel welcoming? Oh, welcome back, friends, to the Traveling Cheesehead podcast, where we talk about places with personality, food with a story, and road trips that actually feel like travel. I'm Dannelle Gay, your host, and today we're talking about something that can't be measured on a map, but you know it the second you feel it. Yeah. The moment when you pull into a town and think, ooh, I like it here. Not because of a landmark, not because of a checklist, but because something in the air feels easy. That feeling of welcome. Not just friendly, but comfortable. Not just charming, but genuine. So what actually makes a place feel welcoming? Today, we're going to dig into that. Welcome is a feeling, not a feature. So here's the thing. Welcome isn't about a sign on the highway that says, "Welcome to our town." It's not about a slogan, "We welcome all people." And it's definitely not about how many top 10 lists a place lands on. Welcome is how a place treats you. It's whether you feel rushed or invited. Whether questions are answered kindly or with impatience. Whether you feel like you're being managed or hosted. You can't fake that, and travelers know the difference immediately. I kind of think the first 15 minutes can tell you everything. Most of us don't realize this, but we decide how we feel about a place pretty quick. The tone is set in the first coffee stop, gas station interaction, visitor center visit, walk down the street. Maybe somebody holds the door open for you. Maybe someone makes eye contact and smiles. Maybe a server says, "Take your time, no rush." And suddenly, you exhale. You didn't know you were holding your breath even, but you were. That is welcome. I think the human factor always comes first. Every truly welcoming place I've ever visited has that one thing in common. People. Not influencers, not marketing copy. Actual humans. The bartender who offers a suggestion without judgment. The shop owner who tells you the story behind the building. The museum volunteer or docent who lights up when you ask a real question. And maybe my favorite, the visitor bureau staffer who doesn't just hand you a brochure but asks, "What kind of things do you like to do? What kind of trip are you hoping for?" Welcome lives in those interactions, the tone, the patience, the curiosity, and it matters more than any attraction ever could. It's kind of like when a place respects your pace. One of the fastest ways a place feels unwelcoming, pressure. Pressure to move faster, to spend more, pressure to see everything. Welcoming places don't rush you. They don't make you feel like you're already behind. They let you move through the experience at your own rhythm. Maybe that means lingering over coffee, taking one museum instead of 3, sitting on a bench and people watching for 10 minutes, and not feeling guilty about it. That kind of permission is rare and powerful. I think the thoughtful design signals care. Welcoming isn't just about the people, but also the intention. Clear signage, benches where you actually want to have a seat, clean restrooms, maps that make sense, and even small things like lighting, shade, walkability, safe crossings. These all send a message. It says, "We thought about you coming here." And when you feel considered, doesn't it just do something in your shoulders, kind of takes a little lift off? Places that share their story, they just invite you in. Welcoming places don't hide their story, they share it through murals, menus, plaques, their architecture, their food traditions, local festivals. Oh, not in a performative way, but in a proud, grounded way. They say, this is who we are. And when you understand why a place is the way it is, you stop feeling like an outsider and you feel kind of included in the narrative. Visitor bureaus quietly shape the experience. At least I think so. Let's give some credit where credit is due. Visitor bureaus often set the tone. A great one doesn't just give directions, they translate the place for you. They help you understand what matters there, what's loved there, and what's local. And when that first interaction feels warm and unrushed, I think it kind of ripples through the entire visit. It's hospitality at its best. Now, welcoming doesn't mean perfect. We've all had off days, so it's something important to remember. A place doesn't need to be polished to feel welcoming. In fact, a little rough around the edges, it can feel more honest. I think what matters most is authenticity. The place that is real with you. You trust it. And trust is the foundation for almost anything. But at least anything that's good. I think this is so perfect for road trips. Road trips put you directly into communities. There's no buffer, no resort walls. You're walking into real places, and if that place feels welcoming, you stay longer in that community. You'll spend more, you'll talk about it later, and you will recommend it to friends and family. Not because you were sold to, but because you felt good there, like you were discovering a hidden gem. The places that stay with us. Now, if you think about the places you still talk about years later, it's rarely just the sights you saw. It is the feeling. You were seen, you were comfortable, you were at ease. That feeling you had, that's what stays with you. Like I still talk about Corning, Iowa. After getting out of my car from the road trip and getting out to stretch, I realized as my back cracked that I was hearing music. And I looked around and they had speakers on poles on the street and music was coming out of the speakers. It was, kind of easy listening stuff, but it set the welcoming pace for me in that town. To this day, I still just remember the music, and that set the pace in my head for the visit I had over the next few days there. So my final thoughts that, our little chat today. Welcoming places don't shout. They don't rush. They don't perform. They listen. They invite. They make room. They could be inexpensive speakers on a street pole playing some nice music for you. And when you find a place like that, you don't just visit, you belong and feel welcomed, even if only for a little while. That, I think, is a pretty powerful thing that a community can do for you. So before you go, friends, if this episode made you think about a place that felt especially welcoming, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, save, or share the Traveling Cheesehead podcast. Send it to somebody who values how a place feels, not just what it offers. And if you've ever found a town that you think really nailed it, tell me about it. Swing by over on Facebook in our Wisconsin Road Trips Facebook group and share a post, some pictures. Tell us all about it. If it's not in Wisconsin, make it on a Traveling Tuesday. Until next time, my friends, keep your gas tank full, your plans flexible, and your curiosity wide open.